Welcome back everyone to my Manchester United save on FM17. Things are seriously starting to heat up this season. The last episode saw us travel to the Nou Camp to take on Barcelona in the first leg of the Champions League knockout stages. We drew 2-2 there. I've just played Nottingham Forest off camera and Huddersfield. We drew 1-1 away in the FA Cup 5th round, which means we're going to have to go into yet another replay. Andre Horta picked up an injury in that game, which is very disappointing. But we got another 3 points in the Premier League after a 3-1 win against Huddersfield. Lewandowski again with all 3 goals, another hat-trick for United. And the injury list just keeps on growing. Eric Bailly, fortunately, is only out for a day now with a strained neck. I decided to start Bailly for this game to rest Hummels, as we'll need him fresh for our next game. Which brings us to today, the EFL Cup final at Wembley against Newcastle United. And before I get into that game, let me just show you guys the current table as it stands in the Premier League after that 3-1 win against Huddersfield. It's now put us in a good spot. We are now level on points with Arsenal, but they do have a game in hand. I can't believe how close, once again, this season is going to be if we can keep it up. Chelsea are doing fantastic, though, after Pep Guardiola has taken charge. You can see City with another win there against West Ham. They are up to 3rd this time, closing that gap on not only Arsenal, but us also. Arsenal's next game is away to Stoke. Can they do it on a cold, rainy night in Stoke, who are currently 16th? It's never been a priority, the EFL Cup, but it'll certainly be nice to add to the trophy cabinet if we can do Newcastle here today at Wembley. So here we go then. These are the 2 teams that will be walking out onto the pitch at Wembley today for the EFL Cup final. Now Newcastle, who are in the Premier League, aren't doing the best this season, but they've done fantastic to reach the EFL Cup final. They have David Wagner in charge, former Huddersfield manager. He's gone with Krul in goal, and Marvey starts, Anita and Shelvey in central midfield. Richie on the right. They also have Jamie Vardy in the side on the left and Mitrovic up front. And their bench is looking pretty strong as well. Lazar, Perez and brother of Andre Horta, Ricardo Horta. For United, De Gea starts, Valencia, Hummels, Smalling and Daley Blind in for the injured Luke Shaw. Herrera and Horta starts today. Mkhitaryan, Mata, Martial and Lewandowski up front, who was superb in our last game against Huddersfield. Can he continue that good form? Cribbins starts on the bench, so does Andrew Ferguson and Lindelof. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this final out the way and done with so we can focus on bigger competitions such as our Premier League position and also our next Champions League fixture against Barcelona. That second leg, we need to win that. But that's only possible if we have all our top players fully fit. Unfortunately, Luke Shaw will miss that game, and of course so will Paul Pogba, who's still out with that broken leg. Well, he's going to be out for the rest of the season anyway. I wonder where we'd be if Paul Pogba was fully fit and in this team right now. Be interesting, because he's been fantastic for us over the last 2 seasons. I wonder, how are things going to play out here today anyway? I mean, we've just registered our first shot against Newcastle here. Can we get that first piece of silverware this season? I won it in my first season in the save. Can I do it again? It's not a competition I prioritise. It's always nice to get though. Valencia, well done. You had some action in the under-23s to be fit for this game today. Here is Lewandowski. Closed down quickly as the ball won off him. Mitrovic. It's brilliant. Out wide to Martial. Should have passed it a lot quicker than that. It's Herrera to Lewandowski. It's it for Mkhitaryan. How is he missing that? How is Mkhitaryan missing that? He should be putting that in the bottom corner. Should be 1-0 to United now. Here is Martial. Is that going to drive our players on to go and get that first goal? Smalling does well. Blind to Horta, who could potentially face his brother on the pitch here today. Lewandowski looking for Mkhitaryan, but it's Marvey that cuts that short. Jamie Vardy hasn't really reached the heights as he did in Leicester's Premier League winning season. And that's a good chance from Newcastle. Let's be calm, let's encourage the players. We're just about edging possession. whereas they've had one shot on target and we haven't yet. Shelvey on a yellow card. They've made 4 fouls and they've already picked up 3 yellow cards, and we're only 15 minutes into this game. Daley Blinge just picked up a yellow though. If they're not careful though, Newcastle, they could be down to, what, 8 men? Is it 8 men until the game has to be called off, because it's just... Not too sure about that. You rarely see it. Lewandowski onto Martial. It's Lewandowski now. Our talisman for the season. I think he's on his 24th goal of the season so far. And we're still in Feb. So not too bad. He's certainly settled just perfectly here at Manchester United. Mata now onto Herrera. Through for Lewandowski! Speak of the devil. He's made it 1-0. That's his 27th goal of the season. With just 17 minutes gone. Good finish as well. Is that on his left foot? Herrera just feeds it through the eye of a needle. It was his right foot. Picks out that top left-hand corner. And it's another setback for Newcastle United. Haven't had too many problems against them this season. I mean, they've been a team that's always been one of my bogey teams coming up against on any football manager, really. But not this season. Their former manager Benitez did leave towards the start of this season, as he's now in charge of the Dutch international side, which is a bit of a weird one. You'd never expect that. Would have thought, you know, Benitez would have wanted to carry on in charge of Newcastle, being in the Premier League and everything. Martial makes it 2-0 as I'm waffling on here, just past the half-hour mark. Brilliant. We're in full control here at Wembley. Lewandowski, what an assist to Martial. And he just plants that into the bottom right-hand corner. Absolutely wonderful stuff from United. So we're now 2-0 up, heading into the break. I don't see Newcastle getting back into this game, actually, in that second half. I think if we get a third, can we do it here with this corner? No, we can't. I think if we get a third and start the second half, then we can afford to sit back and just take it easy. Valencia to Smalling. Hummels. Back to De Gea. Almost found Martial. It's Blind. Herrera. I've always found Blind to be quite an underrated player here on Football Manager. And whenever I've started him or brought him on, he's always done a job for us. Just that calm character. Here is Lewandowski to Mkhitaryan. Brilliant play here. Mata to Martial. And Martial has just wrapped things up here at Wembley for Manchester United. It's 3-0. We got that third goal before half-time as well. He's on for a hat-trick. That was brilliant play, though. That quick, short passing. Almost mesmerising for the opposition. And what a finish from Martial. On his right, curling that around Krul. Picking out that top corner. Wow, what a performance. What a first half from Manchester United. I'm very happy. Keep it up. Don't need to make any changes. Keep everything exactly the way it is. No need to disrupt. You know, if it's not broke, no need to fix it. Mata. Can hear the Man United fans having a party already. So we head into the last 45. Mitrovic with an injury. Was that a bruised head? It's one of their better players. It will be interesting to see if David Wagner takes him off. Or Wagner. Mitrovic on a yellow. He does go off. On comes Ricardo Horta. So it's brother versus brother now. Andre, who's having a decent game for us so far. They've also made another change. Lazar comes on to replace Shelvey. And there is Ricardo Horta already getting offside there. And we're not really seeing much now. Is it just going to be this? No highlights all the way up to the 90th minute? I'm going to make a change now anyway. We'll try and rest a few key players. Off goes Andre Horta for Andrew Ferguson. Or I could... Mata was brilliant against Barcelona. Maybe then what I'll do is push Horta up to number 10. We'll leave him on. Bring on Ferguson to replace... Or maybe what I'll do is bring on Callum Gribbin. I want to feature him as well. I'll take off Horta and I'll take off Mata as well in just a moment. We'll give Mata a couple more minutes and then I'll bring on Callum Gribben. Let's see if Mata can help produce a fourth. Don't think he will, but just hang in there. Let's see if we can... Oh, Ricardo Horta with a bruised thigh. He's injured. Might as well leave Mata on now. That's going to be it. There's been absolutely no highlights in this second half. Let's bring on Gribben then for Mata. And I'll bring on Zlatan for Robert Lewandowski, who's been fantastic. 9.2 rating, or 9.1 rating for Robert Lewandowski. On command, last two changes. Gribben and Zlatan getting featured in the EFL Cup final. Two players that have performed well in the competition. Almost finds Mkhitaryan. Thought Ibra was going to be in then. And that should be about it. The ref should be blowing the whistle now. Mkhitaryan to Gribben. There we go, full time. And we have done it. We have won the EFL Cup once again this season. Another trophy added to Manchester United's cabinet. Congratulations, lads. Happy with that. Good result, good performance. As expected as well against Newcastle. Very even on shots taken. And we just controlled possession. And not too bad. Can't beat seeing headlines like that. United lift the EFL Cup on a wet afternoon at Wembley. United had the honour of lifting the EFL Cup after that convincing 3-0. The media putting it down to a double. United celebrate the double. I did win it in 2016. 2017, my first season. Then Newcastle. Oh, I didn't know they won it last season. So we beat last season's champions. We are the better of the two teams who have won it over the last couple of seasons. It's nice to see. United delighted with Peyton. It's only the EFL Cup. Chill out, guys. Looks like we've got an injury here. I think it's one of the candidates, isn't it? Or is it one of our under-18s? They've just played... The under-18s have just played the youth candidates and beat them 5-0. Manchester United boss pleased his board in EFL Cup final. With the win there. It's not too bad. From Woodward. Staying on their good side. That's what I like to see. By winning these competitions. But we're still in the race for the Premier League title. It's one of my main priorities. And also the Champions League. And we're still in the FA Cup as well. Keane praises Payne. Where's he at now? He's an assistant manager at West Ham. Roy Keane. Manchester United find inspiration in Martial. We certainly did. Two brilliant goals from him. Pretty much secured us that EFL Cup. And PSG. The rumours intensify after such a quality display there. They are in for Martial. Hopefully he doesn't want to move. He hasn't come to me yet asking for the move to France. There is the EFL Cup review. The runners-up, Newcastle, as we know. The biggest overachievers was Blackpool. I think our best result was that 3-0 win over Tottenham, which went all the way into extra time, and it was James Wilson that scored the first goal, and then we just took it from there, didn't we? Andre Horta wrapping things up with the third goal. Not bad. Not bad at all for United. Up next for us then, we've got Forest in the FA Cup 5th round replay, and then we've got Newcastle once more, but in the Premier League. The next episode, though, will be that second leg knockout stage fixture at home to Barcelona. It's 2-2 on aggregate. See you there.